Lemons are a universal kitchen staple. We squeeze them over fresh salads, bake them into desserts, and drop them into mugs of hot tea. But depending on how you use that lemon, you might be getting two completely different chemical results. A glass of juice from a standard grocery store lemon is virtually pesticide-free. Yet just 1 teaspoon of zest from that same lemon can carry a highly concentrated dose of agricultural chemicals. This gap in safety comes down to the physical structure of the lemon itself. Your exposure to these chemicals is determined by how you prep the fruit. When it comes to citrus, the outer peel is the primary area where chemicals tend to hide. Most lemons travel thousands of miles to reach grocery stores. During that long journey, they are incredibly prone to molding inside their shipping containers. To keep the fruit fresh for weeks, the industry uses post-harvest fungicides. These are specialized treatments applied after the fruit is picked to stop green and blue mold from spreading during transit. To understand where those chemicals go, we have to look at how a lemon is built. There's the colored outer peel, called the flavado, the spongy white pith, known as the albedo, and the watery pulp in the center. These fungicides are chemically drawn to oils and waxes. Because the lemon's outer skin is naturally coated in a protective waxy layer, the chemicals bond tightly to the surface of the fruit. But those same chemicals are repelled by water. Since the inside of the lemon is a watery, acidic environment, it creates a barrier that most of these fat-loving fungicides simply can't cross. While tiny trace amounts of some chemicals might manage to drift through the peel, the overwhelming majority stays locked strictly on the outside. The lemon's waxy defense acts like a chemical sponge. It does a brilliant job of protecting the juice, but it ends up contaminating the zest. The natural response is to just reach for the soap and scrub the lemon in the kitchen sink. However, the data shows that washing is rarely enough. Whether researchers used plain cold water, hot water, soap, or even high-tech ultrasonic baths, a significant amount of the fungicide remained stuck to the peel. Because the chemicals are physically integrated into the wax layer, surface washing just can't reach them. Scientists track how our kitchen habits change our exposure using something they call a processing factor. Think of it as a sliding scale that shows if a preparation method dilutes chemicals or packs them together. When you juice a lemon, the processing factor is very low. You're throwing the contaminated rind away, so your chemical dose drops. But when you grate the peel into zest or freeze the rinds for later, you are physically separating and concentrating the exact layer where the chemicals live. This pushes the processing factor way up. Washing conventional lemons for zest gives us a false sense of security. It's the physical way you prepare the fruit that actually dictates your dose. It's important to keep the risk in context. For a healthy adult, the occasional bit of zest isn't a major concern. But for a toddler eating concentrated amounts of peel, it's easier to cross the line of what is considered safe to consume. Here's a smart shopper's rule. If you just need juice, buy conventional lemons. You discard the peel, avoiding the fungicides. But if your recipe calls for zest or the whole slice, take the other path and spend a little extra on organic lemons. A quick rinse of conventional lemons to remove surface dirt is still a fine habit as long as you're only using the juice. Just be careful with that slice in your tea. Steaming hot water is very good at pulling those trapped chemicals out of the peel, making hot beverages a major source of exposure. You don't have to buy everything organic to eat healthy. It's simply about understanding the anatomy of the fruit and matching your shopping list to your specific recipe.